talked about text message chains going around among teammates, and it's a motivated, hungry group that wants to get past what happened last year. Do you get that sense that guys are really, really motivated?
Yes, we've been texting each other the most of the off season, talking about how we need to improve as a team for next year, and of course overcoming obstacles and get ready for 2024. Forgetting about what happened in 2023, but learning from it, and we're just looking forward to create good chemistry down in spring training and have it and keep doing it during the off season, during the season.
Willson, we've heard Ali was in here today, Daniel Descalso, and they basically said, look, this team's going to all go one direction together, and people who don't get with that are not going to be a part of it. Is there a sense of that in those conversations with the team, that there's been a little bit of a unification to this group?
Yes, I think last year Tish taught us about how to stay as a team. Baseball is not individually. You can think of individually, but at the end of the day, if the team is not in the same page, we're not going anywhere. So this year we're going to try to keep that chemistry and keep that communication throughout the year, and just maintain everybody focused and everybody in one direction, because that's what's going to take us to the World Series.
What do you make of this new rotation that you're going to be catching? There's some veteran arms added, some guys who've been around a lot, who have some grit and some grit to them. What do you make of this group?
Oh man, I'm really excited. I can't wait to start working with Sonny Gray, Kyle Gibson, and Lance Lynn. I think those are three great additions for our rotations. Experienced guys, veteran guys, they know what they're doing, and of course they have ownership for sure. They're gonna own if they do something wrong. They're not gonna point finger at somebody else. But after that, I'm looking forward to start working with them, getting to know them better, because that's what makes the team better, creating relationships. And I learned that last year, and man, I'm just excited for this season.
How important for you is to have Yadier Molina as a special advisor with the team this year, and how have been your conversations with him in the offseason?
Yes, there's been a few conversations with Yadi. I'm really excited to have him aboard with the team, and not just for me, but the whole team. He means a lot to this organization, because he's done so much for this organization that he needs to be kept around. I'm really excited and glad that he's going to be around me, around the guys, because there's someone to respect, and I'm going to pick his brain as much as I can, for sure.
When you think about St. Louis, the headlining battery for so long, was Adley Wright and Yadier Molina. Last year, Adam's still part of the staff. Now the headlining battery is you and Sonny Gray. What does that mean in such a pivotal year for the Cardinals to be the headlining battery with Sonny?
Yes, well, things come and go like the players, and I think this is going to be a good opportunity for us to create a winning team, to give us a chance to win a lot of games, and having Sonny Gray on board with us, wanting to be here, wanting to win the World Series for Cardinals is really important for me, because I came here for a reason. I came here to win, and players that are gonna come here and they want to be here, they want to win. So it's gonna be really important for me to have a really good relationship with Sonny Gray and stay with in the same page with him. Being honest with him, I think is one of the best feedback that I can give to the starting rotation. But just start to create our legacy as Yadi and Wayno did. I know it's very difficult because they said that they bar really high. But we can just think of winning games and start creating our legacy, like one step at a time.
Wilson, you had a year to settle into St. Louis. You saw how you played very well in the second half of that season. Do you think 2024 is a year where you really break out and show how the case how great we're playing?
Well, I think I've seen 2024 as I think it's going to be better than the last year for sure. I know what I'm into it, and I know that the guys are way better. I know the team, and I know what what they've been asking me since I got here. So this year, I'm more subtle. I'm not anxious, and I'm gonna let things happen for sure. But that doesn't mean that I won't give my 120% each day, because that's who I am, and I'm just looking forward to play 140 games and see what happens with it.
You always talk about you love that role. If you're on your team, you'll love you, but if you're on the other team, you'll really hate you. Lance Lynn has some of that because he'll yell at batters. He'll yell after you strike somebody out. Talk about that relationship. What you know about Lance?
Well, I know Lance because we face each other, and I know he has the same attitude I had when I play. He had the F attitude, which I love, and I think it's gonna be good for everybody because we're gonna feed out of him, but at the same time, gotta be careful with it, you know. But having Lance Lynn in our team, is veteran guy, is gonna help in any way he can. We've been talking about creating a chemistry and more important, spending time together after the game. But I love Lance. I know I love the way he pitched. I love the way he attacked batters. I know he gave up a lot of homers last year, but I'm pretty sure that he made the adjustments for 2024, and it's going to be good.
When you guys become teammates, is that like a did we just become best friends moment where you guys go from kind of like, you know, having the distaste for one another to being able to use this against other people now?
Yeah, I think we don't remember if we curse words at each other, but when you become a teammate with a guy like that, you just like it feels like you know him for a little bit, even though we haven't spent any day together. But I'm really glad that he came back to the St. Louis Cardinals, and he wants to win. That's the most important thing for me.
Willson, what did last year help you learn about yourself?
Simplify things. Last year, I found myself trying to do too much and putting my focus like somewhere else and not on myself or on the team. And I was trying just to do more than I could. So last year I went back home and I started reflecting about what I've been doing wrong, and I found out that the simpler I can play, the better I'm gonna be, and the better I'm gonna help the team. So I simplified a lot of things for the second half, and it really helped me a lot.
Willson, you talk a lot about how important it is to you to win. So after a season where you guys didn't do as much winning as you wanted, how exciting is it to see that the Cardinals went out and added guys like you, guys like that have that competitiveness with Sonny and Lance in particular, that intense desire to win at all costs?
Well, it really surprised me when we signed Sonny Gray, and not because I was doubting the organization, just because it happened and nobody knew it was going to happen. It was kind of like, okay, we're going to have a better rotation because we have another experienced guys. But then they add Lance Lee and they add Kyle Gibson, which are three good guys, and they eat innings and they pitch well day in and day out. It's really important for me, and I'm really glad that, once again, I'm really glad they come here because I know that having those guys around is going to help us a lot defensively and offensively. I say offensively because we can pick their brains and how we can ask any question about how would you pitch me, and we might face a guy that are similar to them. But yes, I'm glad that they're here, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have a good year.
We heard Molly has really been complimentary of the way you handled everything last season, and that could have pushed you guys apart. It seemed like it kind of in some ways pushed you guys together. How did that happen, and where are you guys in terms of on the same page entering this season?
Yes, I mean, last year it was like a full roller coaster. But it's not about me. It's about the team, and that's why I took it like a man and didn't say anything about it. But this year I know what they're asking me for, and we are on the same page. And it helped me a lot. I mean, like I said last night, I'm thanks God that I was put into struggle because I've never been into that struggle in my first 6 years of my career in the big leagues. So it put me last year and learned a lot about myself, a lot about relationships and the team. And we're on the same page. We're cool. There's no regrets about anything. And I'm glad that I have Oliver Marmol as my manager, and glad that the St. Louis Cardinals organization believe in me.
So when you say a couple times that you have an understanding of what feel like you understand a little bit better now than maybe last year when things went a little sideways?
Well, when you have a lot of like we have a roller coaster season, there's a lot of things coming at you, and a lot of times you get lost trying to understand everything that they're trying to that they want you to do. But at one point, I was like, I was sitting I was laying down on my bed. I said, "You've been playing baseball for a long time. Just have fun and be you." And that's what basically was it. But learning about the setups and it's really hard going from Yadier Molina who caught the organization for 20 years into a new guy. I understand that. I think it's part of the process, but it's now over, and I think we just have to face the future and embrace it, and trying to get better with the team and trying to win championships.
How do you feel like that's going to be? Like you said, Yadi here so long and switching over to you. Now Yadi's going to be around. You think that's going to help? I mean, is it going to be weird at all? Like,
No, it's gonna be helpful. I think anything we would like to have one Yadier Molina on their team. I think that's a guy that you keep around, and that's a guy that you can come at him and pick his brain because he's a God-given talent who know how to run an organization like he did, and it's really hard to do. But having Yadier Molina on my side, on everybody's side on the team is going to be helpful because, like I said, you can come at him, pick his brain, and he's going to have something to say and teach you.
you think it'd still be easy to still be you and play the way that you know how to play?
Yes. I think that's a really good question. That's one thing that I have to understand and people have to understand. Nobody will replace Yadier Molina. Nobody will, because that's one player that's a Hall of Fame player. I'm not saying I'm not a Hall of Fame player, but I have a long way to go, and I have a lot more to learn, and I have a lot more to live. So you live and learn. I'm not trying to copy like the way he played, but I'm gonna be me, and that was my front line when I signed last year. I'm trying to be myself, and I'm gonna be myself.
Willson, talk a lot about the Yadier Molina dynamic coming back in. The Cardinals non-tender Andrew Kisner this past offseason. What was your relationship with Kis like? And what are you looking for on this next season to put the pitching staff in the best possible position?
Well, I had a really good relationship with Andrew Kisner. It kind of surprised me when he got let go, but I'm really glad that he found his contract with the Texas Rangers. My best wishes to him, and always wishes the best. We had a really good relationship last year. We talked about anything we could, and he helped me in some ways. And being a mentor of I'll say my new partner, it's going to put a lot of responsibility on my shoulders, but I'll take it. I like challenges, and I know that Ivan or whoever is going to be on my side, I'm going to try for us to stay in the same page and trying to get better along with the pitchers.
Willson, you talked about last year, remembering this is supposed to be fun, it's baseball, I know how to do this, I've been doing it for a long time. How much of that kind of mindset are you taking going into this year?
Oh, I'm taking a lot. I think this year I'm more relaxed. I know what I'm into it, and I'm gonna try to be better, just to be better overall in and off the field. I think as a human being, you're trying to get better day in and day out and learn one thing at a time. And I'm pretty sure that with my new teammates and new pitching staff, I'm gonna be learning almost every day about them.
It was important for you, Willson, in your first year in St. Louis last year to be at spring training, and you forego the opportunity to do the World Baseball Classic as a result. But this year you'll have all your pitchers down there as well the whole time. How important will that be just for the camaraderie of learning the pitcher-catcher relationship in spring, that all those guys are going to be there the whole time?
Yes, it's going to be really important. Everything starts in spring training, like I said. But what's really important right here is that everybody owns there's his responsibilities, because we're grown men, and we know what to do, and we know when we're doing bad things or good things. So that's going to be the key this year. Have an ownership of what you do, of your actions or your game plan, whatever, and just take it and go from there. I think, like I said, we're having experienced guys like Lance Lynn, Sonny Gray, Michaelas, and Kyle Gibson is going to help the whole team overall.
Wilson, going back to Ivan, from the first day of spring training up until the last day of the season, what were some of the things you noticed with his strides and his development, just overall with his overall game?
Well, when I met Ivan last year, he was kind of funny and he was kind of like distracted. He kind of distracted from baseball. I don't know. That's what I saw. But when he got called up last year, he was a total different guy. And it really surprised me. I was talking about him with Wayno last night, and it really surprised me how much he improved. He improved from spring training to getting called up in the big leagues. And I'm looking forward to keep working with him. I know he needs. We all need help, and I always told him that anything that you need, anything that you want, anything you need to ask, just ask me. And because that's really important for me to have my partner in the same page and have a really good relationship, so we can handle a pitching staff like the St. Louis Cardinals.
Would you say any influence on that with him getting refocused or more focused on?
Well, I talked with him a lot last year. I gave him some advices. I'm pretty sure that some of those advices he kept it for himself and he improved. I'm not gonna take credit for it, but I'm really happy that he refocused himself into getting better and yeah, I'll keep it that. Just getting better.
Wilson, what was your observations of Daniel Descalso as a player, and what was your thoughts when he came on to be the bench coach?
Didi's. I played with him 2018, I think, 19, I can't remember. I always knew that he was a smart guy, and he knows baseball pretty well. And I also knew that whenever he was done, he was going to get a job into baseball, which he did. But coming to St. Louis Cardinals and being a bench coach is a huge responsibility, and which I know he's going to be able to handle really well. And because he knows the organization, he played here for a little bit. And I'm really looking forward to start working with him and getting the same page.
Listen, a lot of the offense still together, the core pieces anyways, after Tomas moving for pitching. What does it mean to keep a line together, pretty much similar guys with that? And you're comfortable with that as a year two years?
How was that? Excuse me?
Oh, yeah, just like having a lineup that's pretty similar to last year in terms of key players in there and then you entering that again in your second year.
Well, I think our lineup is there's no hole in it right now. As of right now, I think we believe in each other. We know that we're gonna have nine good at bats, and we're gonna have guys that are gonna improve a lot. Like we hope they do, and for sure we need the younger guys to win games. Like we need them to feel part of the team and feel part like. You own the team. That's one thing that I'm gonna make sure that they don't feel like they're on the team, but they don't feel part of the team because I've been through that. But yes, our lineup is gonna be good. We just need to focus on having good at bats and passing the bat to the next guy, and that's it. Just keep the consistency on.
Working so closely with Adam Wainwright in his final year, what do you think the biggest thing you took away that you learned from Wayno that you're going to carry forward into your career?
Well, Wayno was a role model for me, even though we played only 1 year. But I saw Wayno not giving up day in and day out. You know, he was sore. I knew he was sore, and you can tell, but he never regrets it and never gave up. That's one thing that I took away from him. Just watching him go through his business, and it was really impressive because not many people go through his business the way he did.
You got a spot in your house picked out for a nice big frame photo of Bueno and Yadi and Albert. You know where that's going?
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah, I'm really glad that I bet on that, and I was just looking at the auctions, And I was like, this picture gotta be mine for sure. And I was going deeper, but no, but nobody like could keep it up. But I'm really glad that I'm really glad that I get to keep that frame and the guitar.
Did he write a nice message on the guitar for you?
Yes, he did. He did the same. Not the same because he didn't have much space, but he wrote something pretty cool last year on the jersey that we wore for the 200 game, which is pretty special to me. And it's crazy how life works, because we know that I struggled at the start of the season and went through tough times, and then I was glad that I didn't give up on him. And that was one message that I texted him. Like, I remember going back home, we got a tough start, and he said, "Don't give up on me." That stuck in my head. And then I knew that God will help him to get to 200 wins, which he did, and it was really emotional for me. Because I know how important that was for him. And like I said, it's not about me, it's about the team. And if the team is happy, I'm going to be happy.